Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle. I'm Steven Stumpf. He's Andrew Stoddard, and we're here after 2 great days of racing with our brand new uniforms and our brand new hats. Shout out to Custom Patch Hats for this partnership with Frontstretch. And we are here after Corey Heim dominated the truck race yesterday and Cole Custer dominated the Xfinity race today. But before we get into today's race, we got to talk about last night. And what more is there to say about Corey Heim? This is his 5th win of the season, the 10th of his truck career. He's only 20. He only just turned 22 years old. And once he got the lead on lap 12, he never really looked back. No one really had a chance. He and Eckes have dominated much of the season, and it looks like for the foreseeable future that's going to continue. Now, there's only 2 races left in the Truck Series regular season before the playoffs start, and the bubble is getting very interesting. There's several drivers right within the cut, just barely above it, barely below. Andrew, you got to talk to a lot of them. What did they have to say after this one?
Yeah, indeed. So it was a plus 14-point gap coming in between Daniel Dye and Tanner Gray. That gap is now a resounding 1 after Daniel Dye collected a lot of stage points early, fell behind late, but then the rains came. It was on again. It was off again. It was on again. It was off again. But we got just enough of a window in the weather to run those final 3 laps, and that was all Daniel Dye needed to get up to 13th and get that 1 point above the cut line over Tanner Gray. Really lifted Daniel Dye's spirits. He was 37 back a couple weeks ago. Now he's in, and Tanner Gray finds himself on the wrong side. Also, do not overlook Stuart Friesen, only 4 points below the playoff cut line with 2 races left. That team, that number 52 team, has really rallied a lot as of late. And even Ben Rhodes, the reigning Truck Series champion, above it right now, but not by much, plus 18. He needs to have a good finish to the regular season.
Agreed on Friesen. He started the year, it was a miserable year. He started with 9 straight races of no finish better than 14th. Now in the last 5, he's had a worse finish of 11th, finished 7th yesterday. He's there. Grant Enfinger and Taylor Gray were also pretty close to the cut line, but they got very much needed finishes. Grant finished 2nd. Taylor finished 4th. That will help them out. Obviously, Grant had a chance there at the end. Maybe had it been a long run to the finish, but again, Corey made no mistakes, and he was, just the dominant driver. And as you said, also, it's great that we managed to get all the laps in. See, this race was extended from 60 laps last year to 70, and with 8 to go, when the race would have been over last year, we got a rain delay. Then, as it seems to clear out, they get the cars going for 1 caution lap, and then it starts raining a lot in the front stretch. And now we're stopped again, and it looks like we're going against darkness again, just like last week. And it's like, this may not happen. But then we got just enough time to dry the track and get the last couple laps in. And right as they were doing the cool-down lap, it started raining once again. There was a really cool double rainbow I got a shot of. So,
It's not a NASCAR weekend without Mother Nature, am I right?
No, it is not. But obviously, it would be nice to not have to deal with the threat of rain, but we got all the laps in yesterday. I can't complain. Now time to talk about this race. Justin Allgaier, Cole Custer, their 1st and 2nd Xfinity points. They seem to be the 2 dominant cars. Today, Custer ended up winning. He scored not only his first win of the season for SHR and for himself, but he also scored the first win for Ford and Xfinity in what's been a very frustrating year. Ford is still looking for its first truck win. And obviously we remember Texas, where Ryan Sieg came just 2 1,000 short of a win. So a really good win for them. They're really coming on strong. Allgaier, it seemed like at the start of the race, though, he had the best car, but, some shenanigans happened. They had to make their way back. What did he have to say after this one?
Well, one man's triumph is another man's heartbreak, Stephen. Allgaier does have that win at Darlington, but he's missed out quite a few times as well, including today. One stage won by over 4 seconds over Custer, but then had that uncontrolled tire or equipment safety violation on the ensuing pit stop. So they had to kind of make a strategy play to get that track position back on lap 46. It almost paid off, but not quite. Custer caught up to win the 15-lap fresher tires with about 6-7 laps remaining, and then held off on the final restart for the win.
Yeah, Allgaier did have one last shot on the final restart with 4 to go. William Byron, he finished 3rd. He gave Allgaier a really great push going into turn 1. Keep in mind they're kind of pseudo-teammates as well, as JRM works closely with Hendrick, and Byron's running the part-time actual Hendrick Xfinity entry. So Allgaier got pushed into the lead in turn 1, but he misjudged the corner, made a mistake, and that's all Cole Custer needed to get alongside him and drive by for the win. But otherwise, definitely seemed to be some fireworks on the back. Sam Mayer, Chandler Smith, they got into a confrontation. And then also with around 10 to go, Shane Van Gisbergen, after winning Chicago last week, he was running up to ninth. He looked like he was going to really get probably his best finish on an oval in his first top 10 on one since Phoenix all the way back in March. But he got spun. Obviously, Mayer's spotter came over to the 97 team to apologize. Then, to add insult to injury, then SVG got spun again. He was obviously gutted, but he had a good sense of humor about it. Also saying that then we got spun again for 83rd. He finished 31st, by the way. But but overall, I'd say it's been a very good couple days of racing. Obviously, Corey dominated here, but the strategies made it really fun. The battle between Custer and Allgaier at the end, that was also really fun to watch. And I'm excited about the Cup tomorrow, but obviously we're back for the one Cup race a year. So is there anyone after practice and qualifying that you're going to be looking at for tomorrow?
Ty Gibbs from the pole is going to get that first win. I think he's due.
Interesting choice. Normally, if we were going JGR, you'd say Denny Hamlin, who's won here a record 7 times, but I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm going to say Martin Truex Jr. He's still searching for his first win of the season, but he qualified 3rd. He had the fastest 5-lap and 10-lap averages in practice. And keep in mind, he was also one of the best cars in here at Pocono last year, finished 3rd, just wasn't able to get to the top 2 just because of dirty air. So I think, that 19 team is hungry. They should have won Richmond. There's plenty of other races where they could have won or at least finished better than they have. They're on a rough streak right now. So I predict that they'll ultimately get the job done and finally lock their spot in the playoffs for Truex's final season.
It would be fitting. I mean, after all, his name's pinned on the start-finish line behind us.
Yes, it is. He was very touched by the tribute just above the checkered flag on the start-finish line. It's spelled out Truex Jr. And so obviously this will be his last stop here at Pocono in the Cup Series unless he decides to race part-time next year and make starts here. But obviously we'll be excited to bring you the race tomorrow. It's going to be 160 laps, 400 miles. We'll have all the action right here on Frontstretch. Stay tuned. I'm Steven, he's Andrew, and good night. Steven Stumpf of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.